Genders Games, haha! Ladies and gentlemen, the third week of the World Championship is now complete. The quarterfinals are done and it's time to get ready for the semifinals. With only 4 teams and 2 regions left in the tournament, the field is narrowing significantly. And dare I say, the week went almost exactly as expected. Our first team moving on to this week is Samsung White. The favorites to take this tournament crushed Team Solomid handily, but unexpectedly gave up a game. The first 2 games were a pub stomp in White's favor, but over the course of things, TSM actually seemed to do some learning. In Game 3, they came out with a surprisingly dominating performance, and in Game 4, they were behind again, but some crazy guerrilla tactics kept them going far longer than expected. Dare I say, they might have actually won that game and sent us to Game 5 if not for some poorly coordinated timing. Amazing has got to be kicking himself over this one. Samsung Blue is also moving on with a strong, if less dominating performance than their sibling team. Blue and Cloud9 went back and forth, with Cloud9 dominating the first game, Blue dominating the second, and the rest swinging back and forth so closely. The North American teams have solidly proven that they can in fact compete with the Korean teams, but for this year at least, we know who the dominant region remains. Starhorn Royal Club and Edward Gaming went as expected, with last year's second place finalists taking the series, but it was a very close series, going all the way to Game 5. Royal Club crushed the first 2 games handily, making it look easy, but these 2 rival teams have been going at it all year, and EDG have learned a thing or two about fighting them. Enough at least to tie it up and make the last game extremely close, at least for a while. Now our last matchup was the most likely chance of a Korean team being taken down, but I didn't expect OMG to do such a fantastic job of it. Najin White's Shield put up a good fight, don't get me wrong, but wow did OMG step it up. By changing their support of Dada777 out for Cloud, OMG seemed to improve massively. The young star support helped make the team click and helped carry them through the quarterfinals. Before we talk about the semifinals, let's take a quick look at the champions played. We saw quite a lot of the same champions as before. This is, after all, the set of winners from the group stages. Even still, the champion pool continues to evolve. All of the champions shown remain extremely likely on the finals teams, but 2 more champions had rather standout performances from this week's winners. Jace, while played only a little bit in the group stages, showed up a good bit more this week, and though he didn't always win, he had a strong presence with high damage poke. Twitch has been played throughout the tournament, but seems to be a favorite among several of the semi-final teams, showing up even more than Tristana. They really seem to enjoy his assassin-like playstyle. Corki was also played a lot this past week, but almost exclusively among losing teams by comparison, so we'll not count him on the same level. This coming week, we have 2 classic matches for our semi-finals. Koreans fight Koreans and Chinese fight Chinese. Both matches have been played out several times this year, but are renewed by the challenge of the World Championship. On Saturday, Samsung will face Samsung, proving once and for all who can represent the company better. Traditionally, Samsung White is the stronger team against everyone except for Samsung Blue. Thanks to their differences in playstyle, Blue typically wins their games in the long run. White is favored to take the tournament though, and have shown themselves to have a stronger run thus far. All in all, I expect them to be fairly evenly matched, and it will be a fantastic game regardless. Personally, I think I'll be rooting for Samsung Blue. On Sunday, my birthday, the Chinese will face off, Starhorn Royal Club versus OMG. Now, by the past numbers, this is seemingly a known quantity. Royal Club are the #1 Chinese team, and OMG are 3rd, presumably for a reason, right? Well, over the course of the year, I would agree that's probably the case, but at this tournament, all bets are off. Royal Club have shown themselves to have some weaknesses in communication thanks to the language barrier their members have to cross. OMG, meanwhile, have been on a mighty winning streak since they defeated Fnatic, only getting better and better as they've gone on and defeating a team in the quarterfinals they were technically expected to lose to without even giving up a game. This will be another close game to watch, and OMG have my support. And so, we're ready to begin the semi-finals. Only 3 matches left in this tournament. I told you who I think is going to make it through to the next round. What about you? Let me know in the comments what you think. Till next time, I've been Gin, and you've been watching me talk about a video game.